Hey guys, just want to welcome you back for another video. And I also want to welcome you back to the next installment of Dawn and Rachel Creates. And for this month, for June, the goal is to make 10 masculine themed cards using our Victorian Steampunk collection. I started to call it Fantasy Collection, but no, that was the first collaboration. This is collaboration number 2. Um, and per usual, all the links for everything for Dawn's version of the collaboration, her channel, all that good stuff, plus where you can get our stuff in case you're interested. That will all be down in the description below, so be sure to check that out. And in the meantime, settle in. This one is going to be a bit of a long one. Very fun. I think I got it down to about an hour and 10 minutes. So grab coffee, grab some crafting supplies, have some fun hanging out, and let's see what we get up to. One thing I'd like to point out, you'll see me come in, since I am assembling these cards more or less one at a time, you'll see a lot more where I'm pulling things in, kind of trying to get an idea of what I want to do with each card. So I'm bringing in like paints, and I can't remember if I brought in any texture paste. I think I did, but you'll see as we go along the different things that I brought in to decorate and embellish the cards. I did, of course, a lot of inking. There is a fun little kit. When I get to that, I'll point that out. If you don't have this, I definitely recommend it. But yeah, it's just a little bit more in the way of experimentation is what I did with this. So like I said, you're going to see I'll be coming in with a lot of different techniques and mediums, just kind of having fun and playing around doing different things. You'll also notice that I am using different sized card bases. It's a bit of a stash buster with card bases that I've had that I would like to use up. So that also made it fun and up the challenge a little bit. When you have different sized card bases, it's a little bit different on how much room obviously you have to fill. So sometimes you have to be a little bit more strategic when you have more space to work with. Of course, that depends on what you're using as the focal point. I meant to mention this the first time I used it earlier on, but I forgot. So just an FYI, this little blue ink that you see me coming in with here to add interest to the background, it's actually a re-inker bottle of the Distress Oxide in Salvaged Patina. One of my favorite colors that he came out with. I think they were from more towards the later end of the colors he was introducing, but absolutely loved it. I thought it worked really well here. And if you haven't picked up any re-inkers, I really recommend keeping some of these on hand. You don't have to get every color if you don't want to or you can't afford to. They're not terribly expensive, you know, if you buy one or two here and there, but they are really, really handy for pulling in a little bit of paint on the fly. You do not need a lot, just like a drop here, maybe a drop there. You can use a dauber, which I think, or something like a dauber is what I was using here. Maybe it was just a piece of paper towel, I can't remember at the moment, but you get a lot of color in a little bit. So one little bottle can do a lot for, you know, that'll go a long way in your craft space before you would have to get another one. So just a little tip on there, keep an eye out for those re-inkers. They are really, really handy. Okay, this part I definitely wanted to make sure to mention. Stamperia has a little rusty texture kit, I believe is what it's called. It's not overly expensive either, but it comes with these little bottles of, pretty much you could think of it as like a textured paint, or it's a paint that turns into a texture, and you use that to build up rust colors. I'm not quite sure how to explain it, especially not since I think my brain fell out about an hour ago. It creates the rusty effect on your project, and it's really easy to apply. You just apply the paint like in layers. I'm not sure if there's a specific order that you're supposed to use them in. I don't remember seeing anything on the bottle that says as much, but I just sort of started with the darkest color and went from there. So you can see I'm doing the two embellishments here. I'm flipping a key embellishment and one of our ephemera pieces into rusty ephemera, basically. Sorry, I know I'm being repetitive on the words. And then to cover the clock face of that little watch, I came in with glossy accents. I thought that would make some fun interest on that little piece, as well as keep it from getting splattered or ink stained or any, all the different things that I've been using, I wanted to try to make sure I protected that clock face or the watch face when I got to finishing off and assembling the card and stuff like that. But the little rust kit, like I said, is the Rusty Texture Kit by Stamperia. And again, a little goes a long way. You do not need a lot to build up that rust look in your project. You just do one layer, or you do one color, then you come in with the second one, and you just kind of keep building it till you like the way that it looks. If you want additional interest, it has a pearly sand is one of the bottles that adds a little bit extra texture. It's gritty, and that helps enhance, I guess, the rust effect that you're going for. If I can find the link of where I got it, I can't remember if I got it off of Amazon, if it was even offered there, or one of the suppliers for Stamperia. But when I find it, if it's not there when this video goes up, as soon as I find it, I will add it. But a handy, very handy little tool to add, so to speak, to your toolkit in your craft room. If you like that rusty effect, this is a really quick and easy way to get it without a whole lot of effort or mess, for that matter. So that I also wanted to point out, and I thought that rusty look would work really well, of course, with our steampunk. All right, guys, let us do the recap for the Dawn and Rachel Creates. And again, this is the June Create video where we were required to make a minimum of 10 masculine themed cards using the Victorian Steampunk, which is the latest release that she and I put out back on June 7th. So, all right, I'm going to try to keep this as quick as possible if I didn't already say that, because I tend to go off on every tangent that pops into my brain. So I will try really hard not to do that. The only thing I do have to apologize off the top of my head, Dawn, I am so sorry. I just realized I did not use any washi tape. And we are supposed to use washi tape in each of our projects this year. And I did not. And I am so sorry. I will take the hit. If I need to sit on the required naughty step, Dawn, please, I will sit. And I will sit quietly. But I just realized I had so much fun. Especially when I started pulling in the metallic cardstock and layering it in. Like, I completely forgot about the washi tape. And it's sitting right next to me in a basket. It's in a basket right next to my desk. Completely forgot we were required to use it, of course. So I will make a note of that when this is done so I don't forget for next month. Yeah, just went right out of my mind. But all right, moving on, because I said I was going to keep this quick, and man, I'm almost at 2 minutes. So again, masculine themed cards, and I also did some stash busting. I had 5 years ago, I believe it is now, I had sat down, pulled out all the papers I wanted out of 12 by 12 paper pads, donated the rest, and then I cut up a whole bunch of card bases out of that card stock to use it up. Because I don't even know how many 12 by 12s I had. It was way too many than can fit in here. So it is really satisfying to be able to start putting those to use. So let me start with the count of how many did I actually get, and then, chat a little bit about the details of what I did in some of the cards and all that. And then I will hush, and then we can hop over to see what Dawn has done. So, all right, let me just go ahead and count, making sure these are still in frame. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Big guy is 11. Let me scooch him down a little bit because he's too cute. So that is 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and 23. I'm almost out of room here. So 23, that is really good. I am so happy. Normally, like, I'm lucky if I can get to the minimum, but this was a good day. I had a lot of fun with this one. So 23 cards, and again, masculine themed using our Victorian Steampunk. And except I forgot the washi tape. So that is quite a good haul. So now I have 23 more cards I can rotate into the craft show season this year. Well, aside from the ones that I want to keep and give to friends and family. So, all right, let me clean these up. And again, I completely forgot about the washi tape, but I kept digging in and out of my drawer where I have all my papers sorted and kept pulling out different colors of the metallic cardstock to use. I even had fun doing embossing. I can't even think what is the last thing I did embossing on. I can't remember. So that was fun, creating a background with the gold embossing powder, which I think was from a Left from Lizzie kit. Some of the leftovers that I had. Also had fun. I believe I did talk about it in the recap or the little voiceovers I did throughout the video, but if you do not have like that little rusty texture kit by Stamperia, definitely look into getting that. I'll see if I can find a link for it and add that too, because it is so much fun. It's as easy to use as paint, pretty much. And the things you can do with it is amazing in a very, very short amount of time. I'm just glad I remembered it. Not the washi tape, but I did remember the rusty texture. Not at first, but when I got to making the embellishments there, when I was getting the stuff ready, I thought, ooh, those would look really good if they were rusty. And that's when I went, oh yeah, I have that little kit. So got that out and had a ton of fun with it. So these are the cards. And again, a whole bunch of card bases now are finally cleared out of that drawer. And you will see more of those popping up as I go along. I've already got my to-do list set up for the summer, since I'm only going to be doing the one job per se of keeping up with the craft store, the online craft store, and all that stuff. I have the summer off from food service because I am in the process of rehabilitating and getting full use back for my left hand after having broke my wrist. So it's still I still have a long way to go in the recovery of getting full mobility back, but it started. So you'll see a lot of what I'm doing as I go along is keeping it fairly simple, things that I can more or less do with primarily my left hand. You know, my fingers can help hold stuff to a point or hold it in place to keep it from sliding or things like that, but I'm still fairly limited in what I can do with my hand. So you'll see this still for a little while as well. But so this guy was the only one that I brought in one of the background pages. I believe these were from Dawn's images, the horse and the background here. One, he was too cute because he was on a full sheet. I'm like, I am only going to cut him down as much as I have to. So you can see he's pretty much almost the entire half of the 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock. And then I managed to cut out a metallic cardstock to give him that border to lift him out. But I like the way this page complemented with the way that he looked and his dark color. So that's the only one that I pulled in and made a card base out of our background papers. Everything else got chopped up and distributed. Brought in some things from the ephemera pack. Yeah, just had a ball. I am counting this all as part of my recovery program. And so far it has been going really good. I have been enjoying it. Oh my gosh. The PT is hilarious, and all the movements you have to do to kind of restretch everything and get it, remembering that it can function. But it's worth it, because as fun as this therapy time is, I really cannot wait to get my hand all the way back. There's so many other things that I want to get into at the crafts that I literally cannot do it right now. So that's okay. All right. So that is my waffling. I did good. It's only 9 minutes. If you have not seen Dawn's video for today yet, like I said, or if you have not yet subscribed, definitely go support our lovely Dawn. She is amazing. I cannot say enough good things about her from a creative standpoint, as well as being, I mean, she's just as amazing. I am blessed now to call her friend. She is in my inner circle, and I am grateful. She is just amazing on every level. Dawn, it's really hard to make, but picture this heart. Sending you big love, my friend, and cannot wait to see whatever we get up to at our next chat, because we pretty much chat, I think, most every Sunday, unless we're busy. And yeah, it's just blessings all around. I'm so happy to have her part of my crew. So that being said, go check her out. All the links will be down below. If you are interested in our Victorian Steampunk collection and you want to get up to your own crafty hijinks, Those links will also be down below, so definitely check it out. Books are available on Amazon, her site, my site. If you want the book in ephemera, those are only available on our websites. Only the book is available on Amazon, so just so you know. All right, I will leave it there. Thank you guys, as always. Another fun one. So much fun hanging out with you. Best community in the whole world. I will say that always and ever. And take care, stay safe, and I will definitely be seeing you in the next video. If you're interested in some more content, here's a couple videos you might want to check out, and I will catch up with you in the next one.